Today I'm going to show you the fastest technique for capping your gems using Erebban, whether you're playing solo or in a party. Let's go.
So we're going to be talking about farming weekly gems and how to do this in the quickest way possible. So you can do this solo, you can do this in a party. I prefer to run Erebban solo. I just find it's much quicker and easier to complete. Sometimes you get people that will kind of mess it up slightly and you end up dying, and then it means you don't get the maximum amount of gems for each run. So with Erebban, to gain the maximum amount of gems from each run, you need to get to danger level 8. Now this is really easy to do, especially if you are running it solo. And as I mentioned, I do prefer to run this solo because I find it just always goes much more smoothly. So what I would recommend doing is obviously running in and gaining as many chests as possible. Now, once you've played this a few times, you'll learn to know the different layouts of the castle. So obviously it does give different maps, but sometimes you'll get the same map several times in a row, which makes it a lot easier. And once you have an idea of the layout overall, or the layouts overall, it does make it a lot easier to know exactly where to go for each chest. And there's some ways that you can do this by avoiding certain areas, avoiding parts of the map, etc., and just knowing what route you're going to go in, and also trying not to retrace your steps until you are going to exit. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. So this is a run from on Monday, and I had the Winds of Fortune active, so I wanted to cap my gems as quickly as possible. So I activated Winds of Fortune. This will give me the double gem drop in Erebban, and it just makes it so much faster to run for that reason, but also because of how we're going to be playing this. So I'm going through, and you can see I'm just opening all of these chests, and I'm sticking to a route that I normally do in this specific layout. So I'm not going to go too far down. I'm not going to go too deep into the castle. You can see I'm already close. I'm already at danger level 7, so I only need to really open a few more chests. So I'm just going to follow back on myself here, so you can see I've left an area of unopened chests. So with these chests that are all here, this should give me enough to actually hit danger level 8. And just like that, you can see danger level 8, and we still have 60 seconds on the timer. So now what I'm going to do is I am not going to open the main chest. Now it is meant to give increased rewards, it is meant to give increased drops, but unless you're someone that is still farming for normal materials, for upgrade materials for your gear, you can skip that big chest. I've never had a legendary item drop from it in all the times since Erebban has landed in game, and it doesn't really give that much increased rewards. Instead, what you can do is you can literally exit the castle and just wait here for the exit portal to arrive. So this is how I play it every single time I run Erebban, and it's so much easier this way. So on the information button here, it tells you a little bit about Erebban. So infiltrate Erebban, and yeah, you can read that for a bit more information. I'll leave it up on the screen for a few more seconds, but honestly, look at how much easier this is. We've escaped the castle. The boss isn't even running after me at this point. Now he'll be active, and we've just hit the portal to exit. So super easy way to complete Erebban, and you will get the maximum amount of gems for doing this. You don't have to open that big chest to actually get the maximum amount of rewards for Erebban. All it will give is some extra materials, which I really am not interested in gaining more scrap materials personally. So when you look at Winds of Fortune here as well, I had actually capped my weekly gems for the whole week, and you can see I did that in literally 37 minutes. Now it was actually a lot less time than that it took me to cap my gems, but because I was in game chatting to friends in between, it obviously looks like 37 minutes. I'd say on average it probably takes about 25 minutes to cap your weekly gems with Winds of Fortune active, and with running Erebban in this way where you were just not opening that last chest, because you're not having to fight against the clock then. You literally have plenty of time to escape. So that is it from me for this video. I really hope you found it helpful. Let me know how you farm your weekly gems. Do you prefer to do them in a party? Do you prefer to do them solo? And do you do Abyssal Verge, or do you prefer Erebban? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Official Diablo Partner.